We get to go down a level now.
It's locked.
Login and password. Quiz. We'll copy this down for now so we can remember to write it down when we come across the answer. Okay, Doug. This is going a little fast. All court puzzle. Without using either hands or feet?
It's locked.
Oh, we've seen the two activities. I haven't seen the maze. 3 high, maybe? Four high is the first one. Five middle for the second. Five low. The four middle then? Oh. Still too much. Ain't it though? Four high, three mid. Oh boy. So it's gotta be mid again. I hate this so much. There's not enough power because I just did it high. It's gotta be higher power. Five mid. And 6 low, got it on the first try. Oh, the maze is the other computer, but we don't have the login yet. Field Jaguar was one of the statues outside, right? Lady Zoc.
It's locked.
You do that every time? No wait, you're not the quiz. This we already know is the bicephalic monster. Decorative woven blouse. I feel like that's gonna be on one of the outside statues. The Huipil. What is a kahal? Still don't know all of the numbers yet. Still gonna be out in Oh no, wait, we saw that. I remember now. It was this one. Captured a nobleman? A kahal, prominent local nobleman. Sunny June. What is the name of a Maya matchmaker? I'm going to assume the username and password for the been in here.
You have no voicemail. Press.
Boswell, Jackson, and Rose, how may I direct your call?
This is Nancy Drew, calling for Franklin Rose, please.
Just a minute, please.
Nancy, to what do I owe the pleasure of this call?
Oops, false alarm. I'll call you later.
Not a problem, dear.
It's locked. It's locked. It's locked. It's locked.
Not allowed to use it yet.
I shouldn't be messing around with this without permission. It's locked. It's locked. I don't think he'll be there at this hour. I need a disc. I need a disc.
Oh, so I gotta go back and talk to Alejandro. What's Sonny's login?
I need a disc. I need a disc.
Dr. Alejandro.
Hello, Nancy.
Do you know much about Maya glyphs?
You've got me there. I know Spanish, English, Portuguese, and several indigenous languages, including Quiche and Nahuatl, but I have yet to learn the language of glyphs.
Do you know what cinnabar is?
The red powder that the Maya used? Sure, I know it. They use it at Beach Hill too, do they not?
Cinnabar was used to make the red handprint that was left at the scene of the Pakal theft.
What is your point?
Joanna said the museum didn't have any, but the supplier said she ordered some last week.
Have you called the police?
I don't want to jump to conclusions.
Of course. Sister Joanna couldn't possibly be a thief now, could she?
Have you heard? The Pakal carving was stolen from the museum.
Well, I heard the alarms going off, but it wasn't until Henry called me that I heard the news.
You don't sound very concerned about all of this.
I was running late. I just figured somebody tripped a wire and I kept going. Whew.
It's odd that I didn't see you.
I was there on business, Nancy, not for tea.
Don't you care about the disappearance of such a rare Maya artifact?
That artifact was lost to me as soon as it left Mexican soil. So my friend Pakal goes underground for a while until he is sold again. Suddenly, he turns up in Amsterdam or Hong Kong. Unless he is rightfully repatriated to Mexico, what's the difference?
I should get back to the museum.
Adios, Nancy. Buenos dias.
I should get back to the museum.
Yes, you should.
Tell me what I should do.
It's a fiasco, just as I feared. Oh, I'm sick about the whole thing.
Yes, your fears seem to have been quite visionary.
I was in the museum when it happened.
Have you spoken to the police?
I told them everything I know. I mean, I coughed up my brains right there on the table.
So, do you think this is linked to the thefts in Topeka and New Mexico?
That awful red hand was left on Prudence Rutherford's jewelry box in Topeka, and on the display case in the museum in New Mexico. What's the chance they're not connected?
Do you know Prudence Rutherford personally?
Oh, we saw each other at functions now and then. Poor Prudence. She adored that necklace.
What's the name of the museum in New Mexico?
The Chaco Canyon Cultural Center. They had a beautiful collection up there, worth a bundle, too. I appraised some pieces for them a few years back.
Why do you think the thief is leaving this red handprint?
To be a gruesome scoundrel?
Joanna says you performed an act of wizardry in helping Beach Hill acquire the Pakal carving.
Getting those provenance docs together was a pig and a half. Oh, they're on the up and up, I assure you. But to have been at the height of my career back before the crackdown, those were the days.
What crackdown?
Maybe sometime I'll tell you a sad story I call How Mexico Lost Its Sense of Humor. Not today, though, Nancy.
Alejandro says you're unethical, a modern-day conquistador, that you're robbing Mexico of its cultural history.
And I say Alejandro is the real bully of the playground, a lunch money extortionist who loves nothing more than to see the other boys and girls go hungry.
When you sell a piece of art, what kind of commission do you get?
Standard, 10%. It's no king's ransom, unless of course you sell something for $1 million. Too bad I'm not allowed to put that monolith on the market, huh?
The Pakal thief's glyph message translates to, "The magician suffers yellow death." What in the world do you think that means?
You've got me there.
I'd better get going.
See you around. Want a cookie?
Thanks, but I'm trying to cut back.
Any news?
I'd better get going.
Bye now. Want a cookie?
No, thank you.
Any news?
I'd better get going.
Keep up the good work.
Ship 2, covered bowl ceramic. Diego de Landa ornamental carving. Probably to the drawers.
Who knew one piece of jade could have so much history?
All carving. Vandally.
You have no voice.
Why can I not call that number?
It's locked. It's locked.
What else is locked? What would this key be for? More of the exhibits, I guess? This is the same as the one in there, right? I'm gonna take a picture of this and compare it to the one in their office. See if there's anything different. 1112 ceramic, covered bowl ceramic, clay, Tabasco, Mexico. 3.22, 90 days, yes. 1113 Diego de Landa ornamental carving. There's more below it. Jade, Baca Valley, Cuba. 0.46 days, yes. Unidentified glyph, classic. Okay. Mule figure, early post classic. Limestone, Chichen Itza, 7.19, 90 days, yes. Big green with bird head, late classic. Limestone, Palenque, 188, 90 days. Mano and Metate grinding tools, classic post classic stone. Las Mosquita, Honduras. They're all the same. Why do we get to look at it in places? This one I can open if I want to.
It's locked.
Okay, so this key is for the... And I knew I was supposed to do. I'm gonna need to use the. Ham radio at one point.
It's locked. Why do I want to lug these heavy things around? Why do I want to lug these heavy things around?
We're gonna need those at some point. Okay, so we've read everything. There's nothing for a matchmaker, so we need to figure out Sunny June's frickin' password. Oh wait. Nancy, the police called. They want me to go down to the station for further questioning. Something about an anonymous tip. Do you have time for this? No. Hold down the fort while I'm gone, will you please? I left my office open if you need anything. I already know that. I already went through it.
You have no voicemail. Press...
Property of Sunny June. So maybe Sunny June is the login. Nothing in here seems to stand out as a password.
I shouldn't be messing around with this without permission. It's locked. It's locked. It's locked. It's locked.
What to do next?
The Maya used different methods to represent numbers. Here is an example of the numbers from 0 to 19, from top left to bottom right. Notice how some numbers are represented with bars and dots, and some are represented with pictures.
Maya scribes recorded the official history of the kings and queens, but very little is known about daily life in the Maya world. Although there are thousands of inscriptions found on artifacts and architecture, there are only a handful of Maya books in existence today.
In addition to adorning themselves with jewelry and costumes, the Maya shaped their bodies to heighten their beauty. Beads were dangled in front of infants' faces to encourage crossed eyes, a trait considered attractive to the Maya.
That's weird.
The Maya ball game was a religious activity as well as a spectator sport. Players would propel a rubber ball through a small stone hoop using their thighs, hips, and forearms. It is believed that the players were often sacrificed after a game. The Maya were pantheistic, believing in many gods who ruled over different aspects of Maya life. Chak was the god of rain. Ixchel, goddess of the moon, presided over childbirth and basket weaving. Ahau Kin represented the sun. Lady Zak Cook ruled Palenque before her son ascended the throne in 615 CE. Maya tradition required that the kingship be handed down from father to son, but Lady Zak Cook broke this custom by establishing herself as a deity. This gave her the power to justify the new royal lineage. Because his mother had been deified, Pakal often referred to himself as the first true king. I am Lord Pakal, ruler of the mighty kingdom of Palenque. All those who come before me witness my power.
Lord Pakal is considered the most influential ruler of the Maya civilization. Cultural, scientific, and military achievement flourished under his reign. As with all Maya kings, very little is known about his personal life, since all written inscriptions dealt solely with public achievements such as wars, battles, coronations, births, marriages, and deaths.
Although the geographic range of Maya cities is well known, it is difficult to determine the range of Maya influence. Some experts believe the Maya may have traveled as far south as the Amazon and as far north as North America.
Archaeologists work in some of the most remote areas of the world. Ham radios are often the only means of contacting the outside world. HAM is an acronym for Handheld Amateur Radio. Ceramic bowls, such as the one featured in this exhibit, may have been used as vessels for burnt offerings of incense or corn. This bowl was either dedicated to or used to supplicate the god of war, Balak. Ritualized bloodletting was a common practice among the Maya. In this panel, 3 captives wear garments associated with bloodletting. A variety of instruments including stingray spines, thorns, and bone awls were employed for this activity. Strange, supernatural creatures, sometimes called monsters, played an important role in Maya mythology. These monsters were often associated with the earth, caves, or mountains. The bicephalic monster, sometimes called the celestial or cosmic monster, may have represented the sunrise or a long journey. The Maya kings were often in a protracted state of war with local kahals. Here, Bird Jaguar stands to the right as a captured lord kneels at his feet. The kahal holds a broken umbrella, a gesture typical of a supplicating captive.
The supplicant's door.
The four miniature gods clinging to the vision serpent are the headband twins, Hun Ahau and Balaam, and the twins of sacrificial dance, Chak, Shib, Chak, and the baby jaguar. The Maya were particularly fascinated with twins, and many of the Maya gods were paired together. The date on this slab uses the Tzolk'in, or divine calendar, made up of 20 weeks each with a named day and 13 weeks each with a numerical day. The two types of weeks progress independently of each other.
Okay, so none of the audios talk about that matchmaking. Like, I think we need to go, like, maybe make phone calls? Maybe I need to call the cops?
I need a disc.
No peeking at my cards, George. Hello?
Hey, Bess, it's me, Nancy.
Hey, Nancy. How's life at the museum?
Everything was going great until someone broke into a display case and stole one of the museum's most valuable artifacts. A jade carving of King Pakal.
A theft? When? How? Who are your suspects? Do you have any clues?
Easy, ladies. Let's just say that so far, I have more questions than I do answers. But don't worry, I'm on the case.
There goes your low-key internship. Honestly, Nancy, it never will cease to amaze me how one girl can cross paths with so much trouble.
I don't know what to make of Alejandro Del Rio, the attaché to the Mexican consulate.
What's his connection to Beach Hill?
Right now, he's negotiating the monolith loan agreement between Mexico and the museum.
And what's your confusion? Something to do with dashing good looks, I hope.
Well, he is a little bit handsome, but he also seems very angry about all the Mexican antiquities his country has lost over the years.
How have they been lost?
They've been taken by explorers and archaeologists and smugglers. I guess the laws have only recently changed to protect Mexico's rights to its own antiquities.
Well, it sounds like he has a legitimate gripe.
Yes, but I got the feeling he would do just about anything to get an artifact returned to Mexico.
What do you mean, anything?
That's what I'm not sure of.
Well, let's hope he's just a big talker and not a bona fide vigilante.
Ever since the theft, I haven't been able to find Henrik anywhere.
That's odd. Has anyone else seen him?
If they have, they sure aren't telling me.
Nancy, do you think he's the thief?
I can't imagine that.
Maybe he's just an accomplice. Maybe he loosened security somehow to make the thief's job easier.
It's possible, but Henrik seems to care so much about his work. Why would he want to hurt the museum?
Maybe he cares a little too much.
She's right, Nancy. I'd give him the 3rd degree if I were you. Whenever he shows up again, that is.
Taylor Sinclair and Alejandro Del Rio have both earned a place on my suspect list.
Why?
Both admitted to being in the building at the time when the alarm went off.
Did they act defensive about it?
Not really. They both act as though they have nothing to hide.
Do you think they could be working together?
Judging by Alejandro's opinion of Taylor, I highly doubt it. But then again, stranger things have happened.
Yeah, like in the 10th grade when Bess turned purple in the middle of her class presentation on greenhouse gases.
George, would you kindly put a sock in it?
Somehow, Joanna has gotten the museum into some financial hot water.
How'd she do that?
Yeah, and how hot's the water?
It's all very vague. I want to give her the benefit of the doubt. I mean, maybe she just overextended the budget a little in her effort to acquire the best artifacts for the museum, but
even if her intentions were good...
she may be feeling a little desperate to make some money back quickly.
Desperate enough to steal the Pakal carving, sell it on the black market, and collect the insurance on it too?
I know she loves the museum. Who knows what she'd do if she were afraid of losing her job?
She's a suspect.
Definitely a suspect.
Why would the thief keep leaving that awful red handprint at every crime scene?
Talk about a creepy trademark.
Oh, I'm just glad I haven't seen it. With my sensitive psyche, that type of thing is like a 10-year warranty for nightmares.
Does it have any meaning in Maya culture?
Not that I know of.
Well, somebody ought to know. You're surrounded by experts in Maya culture, for gosh sakes.
But maybe it doesn't mean anything at all. Maybe the thief just thinks it's glamorous.
Sure. I mean, who really wants anonymity after all? Thieves have to have style. Something to set them apart, right?
It's not just any old villain that gets a book deal these days.
I'll talk to you later, ladies.
We'll be waiting for an update.
Bye, Nancy.
Boswell, Jackson, and Rose, how may I direct your call?
This is Nancy Drew, calling for Franklin Rose, please.
Just a minute, please.
Nancy, to what do I owe the pleasure of this call?
Balls.
Oops, false alarm. I'll call you later.
Not a problem, dear.
Chaco Canyon Cultural
Hey,
Center.
they answered.
Hi, I'm hoping to speak to someone about the theft that happened there recently.
Are you the press?
No, I'm a detective investigating a similar crime in Washington, D.C.
This is Sheila Schultz, the director. What would you like to know?
My name is Nancy Drew. I'm calling from the Beach Hill Museum in Washington, D.C. I understand you had some rare Maya artifacts stolen recently.
That's right. It's a terrible loss, and the police here have no leads.
Beach Hill was robbed, too. We lost one of our prized jade carvings.
I'm very sorry to hear that.
I'm wondering if the robberies are connected. Do you mind if I ask you a few questions about the incident at Chaco Canyon?
Fire away.
I heard the thief left a red handprint at the scene of the crime. Is that true?
Yes, it was very gruesome. It looked like blood, but according to the police analysis, the print was made with a mercuric sulfide paste.
Do you know of any symbolic meaning attached to a red hand?
Don't walk, don't go there, talk to the hand, as my 15-year-old would say. Really, I haven't the slightest idea.
What types of artifacts did the thief get away with?
Only the center's most prized pieces. The case contained 5 pre-Columbian artifacts that were excavated right from this area.
Do you have a list of the stolen pieces?
I know those pieces like the back of my hand. There were 3 pottery pieces, a small stone figurine with a snake head, and an ornamental jade carving.
I'm interested in the jade carving. What did it look like?
It was highly unusual. There was a glyph on it that no one could translate. Until we hired Henrik Vanderheun, that is. His opinion was that it's Mayan in origin, and that it may have been a place name glyph for this area. As you can imagine, we regarded it as something of a regional treasure.
Do you know that Henrik Vanderheun works for Beach Hill now?
Yes, I know. His departure was a great loss for us.
Was Henrik still working at Chaco Canyon when the theft occurred?
No, it happened just a few days after he left. I remember because after the police left, the staff and I were so depressed, we went into the lounge and pigged out on the rest of Henrik's farewell cake.
Was Henrik on good terms with Chaco Canyon when he left?
Well, it was awfully abrupt. As soon as he heard about that monolith, boom, he was gone. For some reason, he just had to go study it. We weren't exactly happy about it, but it's not like quitting is against the law.
Do you recall having some appraisal work done by an art dealer by the name of Taylor Sinclair?
How could I forget? He went on and on about the impossibly rare artifacts he could get for us. I said, "Are you an art dealer or a smuggler?" But he assured me that the provenance documents would all be in order. Still, I never did any further business with him. He just seemed slippery.
Could you send me a photo of that jade carving so I can take a look at the glyph?
I'm afraid I sent our only print off to the insurance company. They said they'd return it, but who knows when our claim will be processed. I'm sorry.
Thanks a million, Sheila.
Feel free to call if you have any more questions.
And you call immediately. And it's gonna give me the just gonna ring. Okay, so the packing slip that we have, that thing that I compared in both the office and in the back room, lot 1113 is a carving with an unidentified glyph on it. Which I think is one of the lock boxes in the shipping area as well.
Buenos dias.
Have you heard? The police received an anonymous tip, and they're considering Joanna a prime suspect in a Bacall theft. They've taken her in for questioning.
I called in that tip. She lied about the Cinnabar, and you may not know this, but she has jeopardized the museum's finances with all of her wheeling and dealing. Why should she not be questioned?
How did she jeopardize museum finances?
I am not at liberty to say.
I should get back to the museum.
Goodbye. Buenos dias.
I should get back to the museum.
Adios, Nancy.
Want a cookie?
No, thank you.
Any news?
I'd better get going.
Bye now.
I am now not sure what to do. This probably holds the Vulcan calendar. But I'm not allowed to do it yet. Yeah. This one, Diego de Landa ornamental carving, unidentified glyph. Don't know why I can look at those ones. I can't interact with them.
You have no voicemail.
I am stuck. Who should I talk to next? What do we got? We got numbers puzzle. Got Sunny June's password. We got the locked box in the shipping and receiving area. We've got locked drawers in the staff only room. Whoa. Maybe we've done all we can today and we just gotta go to bed.
I need a disc.
Oh my god, that's the disc drive. I'm so angry. I don't know the password. Okay, we're moving on now. I found the disk drive. Dare is hounding me to get this done, but I can't keep them all straight. The headphones will help me figure out what is playing on the display, can blah 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 blah. That's unhelpful because we were... Oh, here's the number guide. Sick. R is 5. Doesn't look exactly like a dot or bar, it doesn't count. Squigglies, ovals, incomplete dots, crooked bars, chocolate bars, mini stars, horseshoe, shamrocks, diamonds, half moons, scribbles, none of those count. Also, the Maya often put decorative marks next to their numbers just to ignore anything that's not a bar or a dot. Some gods also represent numbers. Here's the password, space baby. So Henrik apparently knows the match. This implies that he knows the matchmaker question. Okay, I think we can do the number puzzle now at least. In the maze. This is... Oh, we got that right. Let's get the numbers that we know. This is 17. This is 16. This is 18. 14. This is 12. 10. This is 11. 4. This is 7. 5, 6, 7. This is 5. 8. Now we need to worry about the faces. Okay. Okay. We do need 2. Big hat with 5 fingers and a semi-oval on it. That's this guy. Alright, you can stay there. 3 looks like a doctor. Don't care about 4 or 5. We want 6 though. Eye patch with an X in it. He's already there. 9 we care about. Has a beard or acne.
That looks right.
Aha! Yeah, we finished it. I need those instructions, please. Do you see how fast that goes? Doesn't matter, I can figure out the control. Get a different game with a maze like this in it. Use the arrow keys, I think it's easier. So much a maze is just like the only path I can go. Can't tell if forest is progress. That like, didn't it start us in the forest the first time? Controls worse than Wolfenstein somehow. Just need to find a Pakal mask, it said. It's a little maze like. Okay, there's a forest. Dead end? Where did I come in here? Come out here? Yeah, and then I gotta go through here, okay. Oh, wait. Look at that. Means they want us to go into the forest. Was this? No? I'm stumped. Back to the forest. Just way back into the temple there. This? Is it? Okay, maze done. Done this. We need to find a way to contact Henrik. Now I am truly stumped because I don't know what to do. Done the two things that I learned how to do. Coming up on 2 hours anyways. We might be done after we talk to these people.
Want a cookie?
No, thank you.
Any news?
I'd better get going.
Bye now.
Buenos dias.
I should get back to the museum.
Adios, Nancy.
Boswell, Jackson, and Rose. How may I direct your call?
This is Nancy Drew, calling for Franklin Rose, please.
Just a minute, please.
Nancy, to what do I owe the pleasure of this call?
Oops, False alarm. I'll call you later.
Not a problem, dear.
Hello?
It's me again.
Nancy Drew, you will never guess who the cat just dragged in.
Who?
Frank and Joe Hardy.
You're kidding. I haven't talked to those two in months.
Let me tell you, they're as cute as ever. George and I were just telling them about your latest case, and... judging by the way they're hovering around me at the moment, I think they want to say hello.
Sure, put them on.
Hi, Nancy, it's Frank.
Frank Hardy, what in the world are you doing in River Heights?
Well, Joe and I just finished up a case out west, and we're taking a few days to drive back to Bayport. So we stopped in River Heights to say hello to our favorite girls.
Well, that's awfully sweet of you.
We should have known you'd be out there chasing trouble.
Joe, is that you?
The one and only. How's it going, Nancy?
Oh, just knee-deep in another case. You know the feeling.
Do we ever? There's one around every corner, isn't there?
You can say that again.
There's one around every corner, isn't there?
All right, Joe. Cheeky as ever, I see.
It's the secret of my irresistible charm.
Oh, brother. Listen, Nancy, we're taking off again tomorrow, but if you want to talk shop about this case, why don't you give us a call on the car phone? The number is 973-555-3393.
Sounds great. I'll do that.
Go get him, Nancy.
Good luck.
This is Joe.
Hey, Joe, it's Nancy.
Hey, Nancy. Any leads?
As usual, I've waded into a swamp of suspicious activity.
Oh, yeah? What's up?
Since the theft, Henrik is nowhere to be found. But he left me this note asking me to try out all of the activities in the temple exhibit.
Why would he ask you to do that at a time like this?
Well, supposedly, he just wants to make sure all of the activities can be successfully completed, so the temple exhibit is ready to open to the public.
So it's sort of like he's assigned you to do some fact-checking.
Yeah, sort of.
It could be a trap.
Or maybe he's trying to lead you to some clues about the Pakal carving. Better check it out.
Isn't that temple exhibit full of cool activities for kids? I bet it'll be a blast. As long as you don't get strung up by your toes.
Joe, does she need that? Does she?
Talk to you later, fellas.
Later, Nancy.
Bye.
Hello?
It's me again.
Hey, Nancy. What's the latest, Nan?
I'll talk to you later, ladies.
We'll be waiting for an update. Bye, Nancy.
Finished all of my tasks. Time to... Hey, okay. Yeah, this one was like game 6 or something like that. Chose it because it was the earliest one I had in my Steam library that we hadn't played yet. And if you have any hints as to what to do next, I am stuck.
It's locked. Why do I want to lug these heavy things around?
We've done all these tasks that we had. These are all done. Henrik's missing. Joanna's been nabbed by the cops.
You have no voicemail.
I have no voicemail. We've done all of the level 2 temple things except for the last quiz question because it's not in an exhibit, so we need to talk to Henrik, but we don't know how to talk to Henrik. We're not allowed to use the ham radio.
I shouldn't be messing around with this without permission.
I am stumped. We don't have keys for these drawers.
It's locked. It's locked.
We've called everyone. We haven't called everyone on the English, on like the supplier list next to the phone. I don't think. I don't see how that would help. 202-555-1411.
You have no...
1411.
You have...
Jesus.
You have no...
I don't know how to use a phone.
You have no voicemail.
Next one is 202-555-9963.
You have no... You have not.
Not supposed to use the long distance.
You have.
Silvio's.
Hi, it's Nancy Drew again from Beach Hill. Could you tell me about how long have we owed you this money?
I thought I told you to beat it. Silvio Jr. is through with the whole lousy bunch of you.
Reservation first, 5555-412.
You have now void.
We'll do microscope next. Go 3.
You have not.
Does your microscope have the sniffles? A teensy-weensy case of the snuffles? With regular tune-ups, you can keep your most sensitive and beloved tool in tip-top condition. This is Dr. Bob Bobson, the microscope doctor. I'm in Maui until the end of the month, but if you call back in the near future, we can set up an appointment. Until then, aloha!
And finally, 6766.
You have now. You have no.
These are all the phone numbers.
Boswell, Jackson, and Rose, how may I direct your call?
This is Nancy Drew, calling for Franklin Rose, please.
Just a minute, please.
Nancy, to what do I owe the pleasure of this
Yeah,
call?
we're done.
Oops, false alarm. I'll call you later.
Not a problem, dear.
No idea. Do not know what is expected of me now. Yeah, so Onkig, the problem with that is there's a quiz question that isn't in the temple, like any of the exhibits. We've done everything in here except for finishing the quiz. This one. Gone through all of the placards. I've gone through all of the audio logs. Gone through all the stuff we found, like Sunny June's crap. We don't know the answer to that. So, and Sunny June's like little, what you call it, floppy disk suggested that Henrik knows the answer, but I don't know how to get a hold of Henrik. Yeah, I went through the metro just before you got here.
Want a cookie?
No, thank you.
Any news?
I'd better get going.
Thanks for stopping by.
Like, everybody's not talking to me anymore. I don't know if I can talk to the cops. Joanna's there, but you can't call them on the phone. At least I don't have the number. They're not on the metro.
Buenos dias.
I should get back to the museum.
Goodbye.
You can go home and call Bess and George or the Hardy Boys now, but they don't tell me anything either. Gone through all that a couple times now.
Bess Marvin's Mopatorium.
George, it's Nancy. What's going on?
Oh, Bess has been in a supreme funk ever since the Hardy Boys left.
Nancy, why doesn't River Heights have any cute boys like those two? Why?
Bess, I'm sure Nancy is not calling to hear you moan. What's the latest, Nan?
I'll talk to you later, ladies.
We're rooting for ya. Yeah, you're doing great.
No, so this is all we have. Key card, display case key for the museum, keys to the museum, headphones, this vacuum tube, which is for the ham radio once we're allowed access to it, I assume, and then this thing that was left at the scene of the crime.
Hi, this is Frank.
Hi, Frank.
Hey, Nancy. Any news?
Talk to you later, fellas.
See ya.
Let us know how it's going.
Something key I'm missing here, I just don't know what it is. But maybe we'll just call this right now. In a couple hours anyways, we'll pick it up next week.